the energies, because the remarkable thing about the Elohim is that they can beam energy into your space. They are a group soul that of billions of individual souls, and they want to connect with people here. The way they describe it is to send them love light. So far more important than hearing their words is connecting with their energies. So while Daphne is channeling and you're hearing their words, anticipate that there might be a shift of energy, somewhat similar to when the music was being played, but even more intense, and that this is an energy that you can access in the future once you get used to it, and now you have your own connection. Daphne, do you want to say anything from your human tongue?
The information comes through spontaneously. I'm not aware of who or what's going to come through oftentimes. Sometimes I'll have an intimation of a pressure on my head, or just a sense of urgency in terms of delivering information. But for a long time I just thought it was my own consciousness. And I've come to understand that it's much larger than that.
I'd like to say that this is not something that you really wanted to do. When it started to happen, you were embarrassed what your mother would think and what you people you knew would think. Oh my God, they're going to think I'm weird. She ran away from it. This is probably the third time we've come together as a couple. And
it wasn't the embarrassment that made me leave it. It was there were other aspects that people who channel are somewhat aware of, but it's not. It's nothing to be done lightly. There are inherent dangers in the process.
Yeah.
So.
I would like to suggest that those of you who are listening, one of the things is if you're not trained to do this in the right way, and you suddenly decide, geez, I'd like to channel, I'd like that experience, oftentimes you don't have the discernment to tell a negative entity from a positive entity. And it took me a long time to figure this out because I wasn't sure. I knew that there could be negative entities. And how do I know, because they say they're the Elohim, that they are who they say they are? So I tell you, as you listen to this, to not necessarily blindly believe anything that I've said. You might study some of my work. You might read. We have a free ebook called Questions and Answers with the Elohim, which you can get upon request. But don't accept this at face value. Don't believe it blindly. But if there's an energy that's connected with it, learn to feel those energies. So with that, we're addressing particularly the audience of West Hollywood, plus all those people that might check in and look at this video on the internet. So what we do is we are calling in an invocation to create a group energy. And those of you who are listening right now can volunteer to be open to be part of this group energy. And that means that we are going to connect or blend the parts of us that are outside time and space. Now, because they're outside of time and space, it doesn't matter where you are, nor does it matter when you watch this, because you are part of the same energy if you choose to be open to it. Father, Mother, God, we ask for the presence of the light to surround and protect Daphne and myself, and Mattie and Vanessa, and every person watching right now. And we see ourselves in a flow of energy radiating from the Hunab Ku, the center of our galaxy, through our bodies, and to the center of the earth. Right now, we ask that those of you who free willingly choose to do so, that we blend our energies. We create one energy amongst us outside of space and time. And while our energies are blended, we're going to invite those group souls that are positive, service to others in the Christed energy to join with us. And now each of you is becoming a human receiving station for this energy. Many of you will feel it. And we have one huge group energy, which is made up of us, them, outside of time and space. And there's actually more than just the Elohim in that group. There's archangels, there's the Ra group, and we don't know exactly who might choose to speak with us. So we will be open only to a positive source that has a message of importance for this group that we are creating in this moment. And we'll take some silence and we'll see what happens.
We bid you welcome this evening. We are the council you have come to know. You have come to know as the Council of An. We bring to you a message of hope, of galactic sojourning, of emanation of galactic consciousness, of frequency upliftment, of manifestation beyond the here and the now, and a third density which is most quickly slipping away from your fingers and your habitual circumstance of manifestation. You stand collectively on a precipice, on a nodule nexus point of space and time. You are now in the driver's seat. Your consciousness now is the pilot and the co-pilot of your destiny, both collectively and as an individual. The scripts which you feel have been written for you in terms of predestination are no longer written, for they are yours in the making, in the here and now. The space-time flux, the continuum, is no longer linear. It is exceedingly non-linear, and anything that you might propel yourselves into volitionally by fierce emotion and intent can indeed come to pass at this moment. And this is why it is critical that you hold only in your consciousness that which you truly want to receive in your waking life. For all is speeded up immensely by factors of 10, by factors of 100. The ripple effect, the small karmas which you are clearing, and the larger patterns which you are clearing, no longer take years or even months, but hours and days to surface into your consciousness and to pass. Time, in some ways, is short. In other ways, it is as long as you would have it be, for you are the new creators. You are the heightened creators. You are indeed much more in control than you ever have been. And yet it does not seem this way to you because it is such an intense form of responsibility.